Welcome back everyone to another Gaming on the Brain playthrough. We've got a proper classic for you tonight.
The classic, some might say.
Yeah.
The granddaddy of the Riot beat 'em up.
The original vanilla beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Final Fight.
Yeah. This is not
Is
Double
that
Dragons,
offensive
it's a
to
different
say
kettle of
beat 'em
fish. Hey?
Is that offensive to say vanilla?
I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's the first of its type, really, because Double Dragon's a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
It is.
It's split off at this point, I think, into two different styles. So Final Fight obviously went on to create many sequels and many spin-offs and many rip-offs.
Oh,
And some good, some not so good, you know. And but this is where it started, and obviously there'll be many of long players up, but we're gonna throw a two-player in for you and just try and make your day, you know.
At the time of recording this video as well, we're on 97 subscribers, which we thank you all very much for.
Can't make a 98 today.
Please click that subscribe button. Let's get us into the triple figures, because that would be awesome. That would be very nice to get to 100, wouldn't it?
It would. It would be a big milestone for us, so please do.
I might have to dance around naked. Not on video.
I'll take me work shirt off as well for this if you want. We could do it.
If we hit 200 subscribers, Glenn's going to record a video naked. I'm joking. Right, let's do it, Glenn.
Let's go for it, yeah.
You make best start.
Yeah.
Who are you going to be?
Well, I'm going to go for Hagar to start with, but we'll probably be flipping around with the three different characters, you know, because they have different, very different styles. Again, something different from Double Dragon. You know, Double Dragon had two, well, basically one character with a palette swap, so...
I haven't fiddled with any dip switches at all. It's all on standard here.
What you get here is what you...
Yeah. I haven't played through this for quite a long time, Glenn.
No, I've not, but I've had such great fond memories of this game. I've played this many years. I own the Mega CD or Sega CD version to the US watchers of this game, and that was a fantastic conversion of this. But I mean, the arcade game, the original, and I have to give a shout out to one other version as well early on, in case I forget, and that was the Sharp computer version.
Yeah.
Absolutely caught near perfect, apart from less enemy sprites on screen, which the Mega CD version suffered from as well, you know. The SNES version we'll get into in a little while, because it's its own thing, you know, for several reasons. Very good still, but a little bit limited. But the arcade game, the classic. I mean, those who love the Street Rage games, Final Fight is of course the game that you know started that craze. Yeah, this is Double Dragon, a very different type of game that
it is. This game can take praise for a lot of even better games that came after.
I mean, the fighting system in Final Fight's way simpler. You know, there's only a few different move types, you know, and the grapples are obviously very different, done differently from Double Dragon, but it's just more, it's faster, it's a tougher game. It plays into more of what it is as a coin-op, you know. Like Double Dragon's very easily exploitable, you know. Still fantastic game.
Ooh.
But Final Fight's got amazing music, sound, characters and everything. It's just like, we played this in an enormous cabinet. Would it be about 32 inch at the time, which was like the size of like the world back then? In your head, you know, when you were a kid of 12 and that. And the sprites just looked like, well, back then they looked 1991 maybe. The sprites looked sort of like lifelike, you know, the size of them and that, and the sound. Such a loud game, you know. You would hear this a mile away. If you heard the familiar screams of Hagar or Guy, it was usually either this game or possibly even Captain Commando, which borrows some sounds from this.
It did.
So that'll be something we'll get to in the future, I think, as well.
I killed Damned.
Good on you, babe.
And I didn't lose a life. It has been a while, so that's an achievement in my opinion.
A few words about the SNES game. I mean, it's an incredibly respectable conversion. A very early game for the Super Famicom, Super Nintendo. A lot of changes. Well known now, of course, but still, we'll mention them. It loses Guy on the standard SNES version. It loses one full level, and the biggest thing of all, it's a one-player only game. But I believe, if I remember right, it's a 4 meg cartridge. But it's still, it plays just like the arcade, and it looks arcade, like very close to the arcade. You know,
the sprites are a little bit squat, probably because of the strange resolution.
Yeah,
it's like vertically challenged. It's cut vertically for some reason. I noticed when I did the Combo Tribes video.
Probably just another, again, just a issue with the SNES directly in it.
Killed us. Right, that's it, I'm done. A knife. Oh no, I'm not. I'm going to throw a knife away like a tit.
Thing is about Final Fight as well, it introduced a few very familiar tropes of this kind of beat 'em up. You lose a life or a credit, you come back on and enemies fall down and lose health.
Yeah.
Sometimes enemies don't lose health in some games, they just fall down, but you always have that familiar little sort of grace period which you didn't get in the Double Dragon style of beat 'em up, you know. So that's when things truly changed.
Fighter. Is that what we should call Double Dragon?
Yeah, I mean,
technical beat 'em up.
I mean, Final Fight's technical some way, but there is certain little techniques you can use. For instance, the pushing down or up just before you finish your punch combo will grab an enemy, which like seems to be a very early version of what would come later in like Street Fighter 2. You know, with its grab mechanic. You know, for those
pushing
and that.
Down or up.
Yeah. Or back, yeah. But I tend to use. I tend to hold down.
Back,
yeah, I tend to press down so at least you're guaranteed not to turn around. You know, so I'm holding down now.
Oh,
see that? And then you'll automatically grip them. So I mean,
just press back, right?
This is well known as well now. I mean, back in like '92 or something, I found this out, it blew my mind. But it makes a massive difference to. It was a Mega CD version now.
Yeah.
It makes a massive difference to gameplay because you've got that rear defense in. You know, you guarantee if someone's come behind you, you're gonna automatically be able to defend from that. Plus, you've got a jumping down move as well. You know, everyone's got like two different types of jumping attacks, which is great.
Yeah.
Get out.
Oh,
you can't hit each other.
Oh, he killed us before I even got up.
But watching Final Fight back in the day, though, I mean, you remember, it's kind of hard. I mean, the arcade game's a hard game. There's that much going on and that many enemies on screen that, especially later in the game, and a couple of the bosses, one or two of the bosses, a little bit unpredictable. Like the next boss, depending on what region you're from, either Sodom or, well, if it was a home version, it would be Katana.
Oh yeah, Katana, right.
Depending on which home version. I used to think it was pronounced Sodom because I didn't really think that way when I was a kid, you know. So I had quite a clean mind.
Oh, he missed.
But there is a lot of other changes in the Super Nintendo version, some limitations as well. Just, only 3 enemies on screen at a time, which makes it a lot easier. Quite a few little background elements and gimmicks have changed or gone, and it's a great conversion for what it is. I mean, it had its own spin-off later on called Final Fight Guy, which reinstated Guy but took Cody out and had a few other changes. Interestingly, that was a Blockbuster exclusive in America. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Very expensive now. Very expensive.
Cheers, bud.
See, this guy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I've always like.
Get away there. Ah. He got me.
Go for it. Go for it. But the other thing about Final Fight, I mean, without going into Final Fight, Mighty Final Fight, which I want to touch on for a second, but many of the characters, as anybody here interested in these type of videos will know, have gone on to, we'll have a go at Cody. They've gone on to star in multiple Street Fighter games. First one being Street Fighter Alpha, that actually included Guy and Sodom, and Street Fighter Alpha 2 introduced Rolento. And from there it was just, you know, you had Hugo or Andrea in Street Fighter 3, and you know the Lucia from Final Fight 3 has popped up in more recent installments, which is quite cool. Like, it's nice to see. But the universe is connected. You know that, didn't you?
Yeah.
The universe is all connected between Final Fight and obviously Street Fighter. But
I killed Sodom as well.
Hey?
I killed Sodom as well.
Nearly. I'll let you.
Was that a revenge flying kick?
Double Dragon. What about? Here's the best bit. I'm going to go for the pipe.
You go for the pipe. I'll just punch it.
Obviously, this scene as well. This is like reused in.
Oh.
There you go. The version of this is used in Street Fighter 2 and all that.
I was going to come over there and ramp you on.
I think I won that bonus round. Like.
Wait, it doesn't help when you attack the other person.
You're in the way of my pipe.
It helps you
step
when you attack the other person.
Shouldn't step at me pipe.
But it's not my fault.
Oh my god.
Not my fault. You.
Oh my car.
Slashing at it like a pussy.
Oh my god.
Oh. That was censored at home and all, wasn't it? On the home versions.
I'd cry as well.
Yeah.
recycled music from level 1. How dare they?
Well, Final Fight's interesting for not having a boss theme either.
Yeah.
But I also, because the game really wants a boss theme, although I think the music for the cage, for the Andrea fighting Eddie E, the boss's level, that is like an amazing boss theme. I think that's always just like, just sounds so appropriate. Like, they are going with a deep knee. Oh no!
Oh, he grabbed me. Oh no, he grabbed you. Look at who, man.
See, this is where the
Thank you.
This is where crowd control was born in fighting games. So when you're playing stuff
that.
from the PS2 era, like oh man, State of Emergency, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it started here. You know what I mean? The Final Fight series obviously has got a lot of installments as well. I say Mighty Final Fight is actually like a super deformed edition of remake of Final Fight 1 for the NES, and it's class. Have you played that?
Yes.
Really
it's
good.
Actually quite good.
Cyber Belger. I mean, Belger's been everything now. He's been a priest, a zombie, a robot. It's like, it wasn't technically the same Belger in Final Fight Streetwise. It was his brother.
Did you ever put much time into that Final Fight Tough?
I love it. It's Final Fight 3. I owned.
No, not Tough. Sorry, Revenge.
Revenge. Nah. Do you know what it is? There's some. It's got some. It's got some like minor popularity. It's considered a really bad Saturn game.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad really. I mean, it's just scrappy. It's just like coming out as late as it did. It was the last Japanese Saturn game, if I remember right.
Oh, it's
obviously it's an arcade game as well.
I was supposed to be a smaller guy.
This is the best fight. It's like Pit Fighter now. But I just you keep knocking us at it, and I couldn't get into it. Like, back to Hagar for this fight, I think. So I never put much time in it. I think it came at a time, you know. I actually bought Final Fight Revenge by accident. I thought that was a beat 'em up. I thought it was going to be a 2D beat 'em up. I didn't realise this was before the internet, but about 97 maybe. So we didn't have the internet back then. I got that game expecting
surely the back of the box must have been clearing what it was.
Not really. No, I mean it just shows you blokes hitting each other on the back, so it was enough for me. I was only a kid at the time, so I didn't really read too much into it. So you loved it more than me, I think.
It was better than Final Fight Streetwise.
I've heard of it, but it's the same people that made it, apparently.
Garbage.
Same team. But Final Fight 2 and 3, they're really good beat 'em ups, but by then Street Rage 2 had come out, and obviously when Bare Knuckle 3, Street Rage 3 came out, I mean Final Fight 2 is a really good solid scrolling beat 'em up. It does everything that Final Fight 1 SNES didn't, but it's a bit of a cheat really.
Yeah.
Because
it's a reskin,
it's like a reskin of 1 in the arcade if you want, with obviously some of the limitations
of the stuff put back in.
You've got your 3 characters or 6 levels and 2-player mode, which everything the first game should have had, but bosses are a little bit weaker as well, like they're not as interesting. Like I always thought the first game, what was interesting, like everybody had like different attack patterns and that. You know, it would change mid-fight, like this guy's legendary for it, this boss.
Eddie of the E.
Yeah, I mean if you didn't realise he's changed his attack and that, you go, boom, get out.
Oh, Chewy.
Well, you know, he's Chewy. But Final Fight 3 or Final Fight Tough in Japan is again a very competent beat 'em up, which builds on the first two a bit by introducing a slightly deeper combat system and some multiple routes. But by 1995, they'd done to death, you know. I mean, we'd already seen stuff like Golden Axe Revenge of Death Hour and Golden Axe 3 and Streets of Rage 3, obviously. And Peacekeepers or Russian Beat Shura, if anyone knows what that series is. And they'd already done the multiple routes and better. I mean, that's a game I'd love to get you into, actually. I'd love to.
Well, it's on a list, mate. I think it's one we need to hit,
It's very, very, very good. Well, they've just released a new one.
Just try to be a bit diversified. It's not beat 'em ups every week, you know.
I said it's a little bit lesser known, but it's an extremely it's well done game. The thing about Russian Beat series is that they began with a game that was just seen as a bad Final Fight clone, and it's quite janky, but it does have the 2-player mode, which Final Fight obviously didn't, and it's got its own little quirks.
Charms, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a rival turf as it's known over here and that in America. It's actually kind of playable. It's just broken, and once you realise, like, you take advantage of the little problems with the system and that, it ends up being part of the fun. So the second game's genuinely quite good, but two very different versions again. The two versions have some major differences. For instance, there's a really annoying maze section in the American version, Brawl Brothers, it's called, where that does away with it, turns the Japanese version into just a standard side scroller, and it's good for what it is. Small sprites and that. Though. Said 3, though, is excellent.
Oh, these flames are really annoying.
Yeah, they crap out. Here we go.
You can't even stand in between them.
Probably worth noting as well, but Final Fight was converted to. There was a GBA release which was called Final Fight 1, which is
really good.
It's excellent. If I wouldn't mind, maybe us looking at that in the future. Yeah.
Is there enough differences though? I don't remember there being.
Well, it's based more closely on the SNES in gameplay, as in it feels like the SNES, but you do have obviously the 2-player mode, all the levels, all the characters.
I remember when I got a GBA, it was the first game I got, so I imported my
I think it was mine. I think it was
I got it.
I think Steel Empire as well. I think I got it. No, Steel Empire.
Alright, well, do you remember when I got mine? I got a second-hand GBA imported from America.
This is years ago, though.
Came over here. I think it was before it came over here.
What are the main games the same? I can't remember if it was a bonus modes like the Mega CD had the survival mode.
I remember there being like collectibles, like stuff for completing it.
Stuff. Yeah, but there was the other thing was like wasn't there like little cutscenes and that now? The bosses talking and stuff and that.
Yeah.
So that was new.
So maybe it's worth playing through for them. You know?
Yeah, it is worth playing.
It's like 45 minutes or whatever.
I mean, but it's generally the arcade game. It's not like it's Double Dragon Advance where it's been completely rewritten or it's an enhancement of another version. But if you like that, then. But there was some computer versions and they mixed quality with the Amiga and ST versions looking very good, but the engine that they've got attached to them just feels nothing like the game, you know.
Yeah.
A respectable C64 version that everyone else hates, but for some reason I love. So I think it's the one that feels closer to the arcade game, and an absolutely botched Specky and Amstrad version. So less said about them, the better, really. I say the arcade game's just. I owned this PCB. Do you remember when I had this? Ages to get it, you know.
I thought you had more than one. Sure,
no, just one Final Fight. In fact, I had a sound problem. I had a sound problem on the board. It took a while to get this. It wasn't that the board was super rare. I just bought it, and the guy took ages to send it out. Thought it was getting ripped off. This was back in the 90s. About 150 quid at the time, you know. This would be stupid expensive now, I think. Probably not as expensive like Battle Circuit, though. That'd be an expensive board, I bet.
I'm trying to land on my feet, suits me.
Well, Rolento's cool as well, because he's another one that actually puts up a canny little fight and has an unusual fighting style that changes when he's got half his energy left, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like Eddie does. So they were interesting. It was like cool because Final Fight 2 didn't really implement this as much. So I found that most of the bosses were just like throw them about the place until they died, you know. Not as good. He is in Final Fight 2. This character's actually back, and he's in a similar scene and attacks in exactly the same way. I think it was an apology for not having him in the first game on the SNES.
How can I get him?
He's on his death. Little interesting or not tidbit about the Amstrad Spetty versions of Rolento. He just runs about the place throwing grenades, and every single time he throws a grenade, he blows himself up.
Well, that's good. I wish you'd do that now.
I'm not winding you up. We'll let him maybe show you. So literally, he moves. He doesn't really run about. He just moves a bit. I got missed that.
I just can't punch it.
He moves a bit, right? And not very fast. He just shuffles a bit in the animation and throws one grenade, which rolls on the ground with a boing, like a bouncing noise. Oh, I'm just right there, ready. And then he then he just like blows himself up. That's class. It's very funny. Oh yeah.
I got one.
I got one. I saw unintentionally funny. I think. Like I said, you don't attack them. Just stand and watch them, and the grenades don't hurt you. For some reason, the collision detection's off.
Yeah, I did accidentally hurt.
It only hurts him. It's like he hates himself. he's just like, I hate me.
Watch out for me grenades, guys.
Well, I think if you look at his death scene there, where he like kills himself. So to me, it's like, well, he's just doing that from the start. There's no point in fighting you. It's like, hey, I'll just do it. I'll stay for you. Just attacks a few hits after all. Take about 4. Grenades take a lot of health off him. This is the longest level of the game, I would say.
Yeah, it is.
Or is it really though? It's the next level is long.
We're
up at level 5 already, really though.
We're
burning through. But Now, you and me have always had a bit of a disagreement about what we prefer. Now, I think Street Racer 2 is the better game, but I think in some ways Final Fight Arcade, or Mega CD maybe, not necessarily SNES, but Arcade Mega CD, do feel a bit better, just a bit more varied, but Street Racer 2 does have more variety and does have the... I mean, this has got great music, I think. But obviously Street Racer...
Completely disagree with...
I've always liked Final Fight's music.
Massively better.
It's just... I mean, there's a much bigger depth in combat system, but there's 3 years between them, or at least 2 full years anyway. You know?
This is a good game, don't get us wrong. But Street Racer 2 is just... It's probably the greatest beat 'em up, in my opinion.
Well, this is where this is another place where we disagree. So I think Street Racer 2 for me is probably my second best beat 'em up, right? But my number one beat 'em up, as if I've said in an early video, but is still applies. Golden Axe Revenge of Death Adder is just like a masterpiece.
I love that game.
It's just, I mean, alright, maybe it's not too. If we could maybe split it into arcade and Mega Drive, because the two hardwares are obviously different. It's System 32 and arcade, so it's not even like you're comparing System 16, you know. But Golden Axe 2 is just like, I mean, say Golden Axe 2 Revenge of Death Adder, you know, it's just a masterpiece. But Street Racer 2. I mean, but we've also said, like, when it comes to the Street Racer and Bare Knuckle games, if we play those, well, which we will get through them, we've only done a bit of a chat for the first game, haven't we? So we haven't played it yet.
Oh, would you?
I think we should do the Japanese specific versions, just because of 3, because
Bare Knuckle 3 is far greater than Bare Knuckle.
Aye, it is, and for that reason, now, Bare Knuckle 1 and 2, apart from a few visual differences in Bare Knuckle 2, like this Mr. X-Ray cigar and that, and a couple of name changes as well, but apart from that, the 2 games are pretty much identical, I think.
Well, let's leave it to the community. I mean, if you'd rather see the Japanese versions of the Street Racer games, let us know.
Yeah, because obviously that'll lead into Bare Knuckle 3 and not Street Racer 3.
Yeah, otherwise I'd be quite happy doing like the typical, you know, NTSC versions of 1 and 2 and then the Japanese version 3.
What's to say we just don't do both sets at different times? I mean, the thing is, you got to remember...
In the 1 and 2 is not enough differences to really warrant it, I think.
Maybe not, but we could play with different characters if we agree on maybe...
Who's going to play a Skate?
Oh no. Well, I'll play a Skate, we've got to do that, not stick a Skate.
I'll get Logan to do that one game, play a Skate.
Will he though?
No.
Well, my favourite character Street Racer 2 is Max though. I love Mac, I love that. I mean, I know he's not as quick, but... Yeah, I know you do, I remember why. But with Max's cost of that slide, you can get around so fast with that. So you didn't need a run like Axel's got. Oh, well, it's not Axel, no, it's Skate's got the run, isn't it, in the second game? But don't get the charges till the...
I don't think you can run, can you?
No, only Skate.
Yeah, no, I mean, Skate can't run?
No, Skate has a run, because that's why Pete was saying it's about time all the characters could, so by 3, everybody's got like a running ability, you know.
I didn't think he could run.
He's got a run, mate.
Like once.
It's one of his little speciality that's different.
I've just thought he skated quick.
Yeah, he has an actual run, because he's got like a running charge. He has that, like where Axel does, yeah.
Yes, he does.
He actually does that.
Aye, yeah. Yeah, I remember now.
Now, the boss of this level, Abigail, is another one who would appear in later Street Fighter games. Quite late, actually. Was it 4 or 5? Was it early? It was 4 or 5, and he looks class in that. Like. Now, Abigail in this game is a head swap of the Andrea brothers, but it didn't let him fool it, because he does have different moves and he puts up a good fight. So it's not just an Andrea head swap, which is something Capcom obviously clearly well known for. Like, there you go, I was one for you, mate.
Cheers.
Forward. Don't even do it.
Bastard.
I haven't talked about the enemies, but to be honest, I mean, I think they talk for themselves. Some of the nastiest enemies are the El Gordo and Hollywood enemies, because of the movement, the ability to use knives, although obviously they come with a pre-loaded arsenal for you, so it's not so bad.
Oh, sorry about it.
I've always noticed that the knife sounds like a fart, but you know, that's just what I thought I heard.
Well, sure enough, there was a little bit of red blood came from your backside there when I fired a knife at you.
Was it like a human centipede?
I believe in you! Oh, sorry. Oh, look at this, I'm just stabbing everyone.
Sounds like the toilet scene.
Like Michael Myers.
Oh, get out.
Oh, bounced off.
There's a load of history on these characters now. I don't just mean like the main characters, but there's a load of like history behind the standard enemies, not just bosses even, that pretty deep. Like, I mean, the three charging enemies, like J. Oliver, which is probably Oliver, Wong Hu and Bill Bull, they're called, I think it's the Headbutt Twins, the Headbutt Brothers or something.
Super Headbutt Brothers.
Yeah, so honestly, I looked it up the other day. Or the Headbutt Clan or something. You've got to look it up. Is it?
They're headbangers.
It's funny. It's good. They've all got like, like I think it's Bill Bull thinks he's the strongest, but it's actually Wong Hu. Obviously, he's got the most health in the game as well.
Right.
With Oliver being the easiest one, I thought it was quite cool. Like,
most of this is probably taken from Mighty Final Fight because they tend to really dive into it.
To be honest, there's one of the Capcom sites at the minute is touching on all the more modern Street Fighter history. So it's basically given characters. It's even got like Blade and Kaiba and Arcane, who are hidden characters in the Street Fighter movie game, arcade version by the way, because they've given them histories as well and a little bit fleshing out, and you'd never see them again in anything probably, because obviously, well, depending on how you feel about Street Fighter movie arcade, which is, although it's a legendary.
I've never actually played it.
Well, it's considered a bad fighting game, but well, some say it's the king of Kusogate, the king of Kusogate fighting games. I mean,
what's Sogate?
Shit game in Japanese.
Oh, right. That's a polite way of saying it.
He's needed. Oh, I might get this guy.
Yeah, I have a G orifice.
Get out. Abigail's down and out.
Nice.
Final level. Yeah, Street Fighter the movie. Great film. Legendary. I like it, mate. I think it was watching it again when you're a bit older and that, you can get to take the piss out of it. I think it's like, and everybody goes on about Raul Julia's performance, and it's like, well, yeah, it's class. It's just like the main character in that is Raul Julia, is M. Bison, It's like Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's like, wait, okay. It's like, I'm not really bothered about you, mate, But he's just class. Like, it just makes it all the more watchable when you can laugh at the tongue-in-cheekness of it, I mean, that famous line about it being a Tuesday and that has been reused in, I think it might be Street Fighter 6 actually, 5 or 6. That's a canny little bit of, and that's from a Western property though. Because obviously Street Fighter the movie is a Western project and the game is as well. But
obviously, you can feel it.
Do you know the history with the arcade, with Street Fighter the movie, the game though? Do you know about the two different versions?
No.
Did you know? Well, it is kind of interesting if you didn't know, but I've never seen that. Obviously the game there was an arcade game, as you know, and that was made by an American team, and it's more like a Mortal Kombat rip-off, but with some Street Fighter styling to it. Yeah. But it's its own beast. It doesn't feel anything like classic Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Really, it's its own thing, and it's completely maniacal. But because it didn't do well in the arcade, it didn't get converted to home consoles at all.
So what was like the PlayStation version?
The game that you see on the PlayStation Saturn is actually a reskinned, retooled version of Super Turbo.
Ah, okay.
So it uses the sprites and some of the backgrounds, but not all of them. Most of them are new backgrounds. It uses some of the sprites and their like assets and some sound effects to create the home game, but it's a completely different beast. Some would say it's better for it, and it is in a way.
I would imagine so.
Well, you've got to think at the time, there was no Super Turbo for the PlayStation Saturn. So since Super Turbo, even now, is like one of the best Street Fighter games ever,
Yeah.
It's played even now. But some people were saying, well, why am I playing basically Super Turbo? Although it wasn't exactly Super Turbo, there's a few quirks with characters and whatnot and some moves. But the feel is there and the engine. But they say, why play a sort of janky Super Turbo when I could just maybe play the arcade Super Turbo? But well, that's the point. There was no home version apart from the video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But now, since obviously Super Turbo is completely available anywhere to play, the arcade Street Fighter the movie is just, they've been exploring the tech and that, and it's wild. It's completely wild.
Yeah.
Loads of crazy secrets and all. It's even got you know when I mentioned a character called Blade?
Yes.
Blade is one of the Bison Troopers, and he's actually, in the game, in the arcade game, he's played by the guy who made the game, like the main person, not the one guy who made it. And the Bison Troopers aren't even in the, I'm guy now, get in.
Oh,
the Bison Troopers aren't even in the home version. Sawada was created just for the arcade version, and it came out of PlayStation and all. There's a couple of differences in characters, but like from historical standpoint, it's turned out to be a pretty crazy game, which leads me into something else, by the way, which is made by the same people who made Street Fighter the movie.
Right.
A company called Incredible Technologies, right?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know that.
What other two games did they make? And these are something we need to use on the
Give us a hint, because I know.
Arms and Legs. 4 fighting games. Total Dismemberment. Oh, mate, you should know it now. Time Killers and Bloodstorm.
Oh, yeah, I've never really played any of them.
Aye, but from
I've heard of them.
They're a complete mess. I mean, an absolute complete mess. You know, you could never play them professionally. But for a jokey, drunken tournament,
yeah,
I think they look amazing. Like, I really would like to put some time into both of them. I watched the tournament a little while back. Like, that looked absolutely crazy, honest.
Right.
Like I say, Bloodstorm's crazier than Time Killers, really, because Time Killers you can take the arms off, and obviously you can decapitate during a round to finich the round. But Bloodstorm, exactly like Barbarian. But Bloodstorm, you can take the legs off as well, which is just like you can have them torso crawling around. Exactly, it's just like Monty Python. But the thing is, right, and here's the kicker for both of them, right? You can basically imagine if in Mortal Kombat you could just pull your death move off like any time, like Barbarian.
Yeah. And
it totally imbalances the game, but it just makes every single move sort of like intense as hell, because it's like, is this going to be the killer blow? You've got to try, eh?
Sounds like a good game.
It's, as I said, it's a mess, but it's, also Bloodstorm's got that old Johnny Cage sort of advocates Bloodstorm. I don't know if you know about that. They had a picture of I think it was Carlos Pesina or Daniel Pesina,
right.
Trying to advertise Bloodstorm for Strata. That was the company that would have published them, did publish them games. And the rumour is he got sacked for doing that, but that's not true. Apparently, he'd already had a payment dispute with Midway, but I don't think it helped. You know that he was advertising a rival game, like so. But it's quite interesting to see
probably why he advertised the rival game.
Aye, well that's it. Aye, but it's him and all the get up and that, and he's clearly saying now Johnny Cage now fights for Bloodstorm or something. He isn't in it, you know. There's no sort of rip off of him. That's a weird game with lots of funny secrets and all, though. Like there's like 8 secret characters, you know, where you'd fight like Reptile or Jade and Smoke and that in Mortal Kombat 1 and 2.
Yeah.
These people are like headless versions of some of the characters and that, and just you have to do some crazy stuff to get them to come on the screen. Like, come on, get in. Last section. Show this. There's hidden stuff.
Yeah, I just picked something up.
Emeralds and things, gems and that everywhere. It was just like I say. From a professional expert standpoint, people would totally turn the nose up to games like that, as they do any Western games, you know, any Western fighting games.
Yeah.
But like, just for being pure stupid or for mystery tournaments and that, like, I think it looks great. This is the inner sanctum of Belger. This is
Belcher.
Mr. Belcher, yeah. Horace Belger, as his name is, I think.
Is it?
Aye, Horace.
Looks like a horse.
It does. So he's called, apparently called me bio.
Oh, I think I got one of them. See? Right back at you.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are, on the carpet.
Oh, there's another one. It's not done yet. Here we are. Right, obviously something you'll notice about this man, he's in a wheelchair, but that doesn't really mean that he's actually disabled. He can bust his wheelchair off a few points.
Can you? All right.
It's like a luxury wheelchair, and it's not like a wheelchair. It's more of like basically a throne that just moves. He's basically like Mr. Big out of Narc that we played a few weeks back.
Yeah.
They went through a phase where they had evil disabled bad guys. Maybe why they did what they did to Davos out of Doctor Who. Like, I'm not going to get into that.
Oh, I'll try to move.
Bell's just quite a cool boss, so I thought it was quite interesting. Like,
I just wish you were fighting by yourself, not with all these minions.
oh no. Well, Final Fight 2.
Oh.
Again, Final Fight 2 is strange. It almost does a Double Dragon 2 sort of, where some levels and some scenes are like based exactly on bits from Final Fight 1. So the final fight with the final boss is a guy called Retu, or Retu, I don't know how you pronounce it. Well, he's like an Asian sort of, looks like a sort of kabuki type character. And you fight him in a bit like this with a window, and
Yeah, get out.
Come back to not doing that. He doesn't fall out the window. Oh, he does. No, he does. But you don't see the whole.
I am victorious. You helped a little.
Yeah.
Oh, father, I was so scared. Look at Hagar, man. He looks like Freddie Mercury, yeah. Just massively muscly.
No, I'd say it was based on. It's Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Professional wrestler and mayor.
He'd be dead in real life now, him probably. There's no way he'd be fighting still.
Who, Jesse Ventura?
No, him.
Or Hagar?
I mean, he's got to be at least 45 there.
Do you reckon? I thought he looked about 12, apart from his tash.
Didn't know, like.
But in that picture he did. He didn't have a single wrinkle.
No, well, you know, he might exfoliate.
Wasn't enough pixel density.
Prince is involved.
Oh, yeah. And some tissues. Pong.
Interesting little bit of a brotherly, would you say?
Pooching.
As you would be if that's the type of thing you're into, but no.
The animation's class, isn't it?
Oh, cool. Aye.
Oh. I'm Cody though, so it's alright. I got the girl.
So I got the last hit though.
It's not that you needed a combo him though. Like one punch would have been enough, wouldn't it?
No, I wonder why. I thought he might just die. Just grabbed him and nutted him and walked away.
Aye. He did the backwards jump there though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done it a couple of times. Well, that was a fun game to fly through again.
We started about 22 minutes past we started, so we got through that quicker than I thought.
40 minutes, aye.
Yeah.
You were right with your original prediction. You've played it a lot more than me though.
It's been a long time, mate. It's been a long time since I've played Final Fight, I tell you.
And with that said, thank you very much everyone for joining us, and hang about because there'll be more coming down the line very soon. So see you next time.
Take care.
Bye now.